Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. Today we have a special guest, and I'm so excited. Today we have the Shadowcat Jihin Radzuan. Sorry, I was practicing before you got on the air. Jihin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh, you know me, hanging out, doing the job, all that sort of stuff. No, it seems like you're always in the gym. You're always working out. You're always keeping busy. No fight scheduled, but you're still working out all the time, right?
Of course, I mean like during off season also you have to keep yourself active so you don't get the ring rust.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm still on at the gym as usual.
Awesome stuff. And tell me, I want to know everything about the cats. Can you introduce me to them? What are their names? How many are there? How do you get them to the gym? I want to know everything.
Okay, so long story short, we had a Persian. Actually, my coach, he
Mhm.
rescued one cat, but then he didn't survive.
Oh,
And
yeah, okay.
then he decided to buy one Persian cat kitten.
Yeah.
And then that how it goes. We keep adding another cat and another one and another one until we have 8 in the gym and I have 7 at home.
8 in the gym and 7 at
Yeah,
home? What are you talking about? That's so many cats.
I know, right? But then yeah, I mean like they are well trained, so whenever people like having a practice or like sparring, they won't come around. They will stay at the back.
What? And they're cool with just like living at the gym, hanging out at the gym. They're cool with all the people
Yes,
coming and going.
yes, they are actually training as well. Like run around.
But I think the question that everyone wants to know is which one's your favorite? We know there's got to be some bad blood. We know there's some who are like not cool.
Of course, I think you always see it, but then let me show you the picture first. Let me
Yes,
get the
please.
picture. Uh, I have to find it. Okay, I found one. Okay, this is my favorite one.
That's the favorite.
This one
Oh,
is
I can see
Teddy.
it. it.
Yeah,
It's so cute. What's the name of this one?
this one is Teddy.
Teddy. Oh, it's so
Yeah, he's the
cute.
oldest cat.
How long has that one been in your life now?
10 years.
10 years. That's a long
Yes,
time.
10 years. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, like I adopted him since he was a kitten, right? So until he grew up, he's been seeing all the progression of me from shadow kitten to shadow cat.
From Shadow-kitten to Shadowcat. I love that. I think that's great. Are they cool with you grappling with them? They seem okay with it. They seem to almost understand what they're what.
They actually okay with it. I mean, like certain cats, they will like react to it, right? Like maybe they
Mhm.
will scratch you or like hiss at you, but then they are completely totally fine with it. I think because they are get used to us, like grappling, so they thought that we are playing with them.
This is a lovely. I love this so much. And stop me when I'm wrong here, and I might be. But you were a video game player, right? You used to play video games quite a bit.
I I'm not saying that I'm very like obsessed with video games, but
Right.
I play time to times. But then I get bored easily, so I don't play it now.
You know what? I understand that because I used to play a lot of video games when I was a bit younger, like in my teenage years. But as I've gotten older, I found the same thing of this, like I don't know, I just don't have time. I just don't feel like playing video games. But I kind of do miss it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what did you used to play back when you were a bit younger? What was your main go-to game?
Okay, so because like we talking about now lah. I mean like in my gym we have arcade machine.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I used to play the game. What's it called? Street Street Fighter. If you know the
Street
game.
Fighter. Oh,
Yeah. So
awesome.
I
Yeah, yeah,
used
yeah.
to play with that. I mean like back then when I was still a kid, also I was playing it from my PS2, and then now for the arcade machine. But then I'm not good at it, so I don't really like to play. So yeah, I think I just have to focus on keep on training.
Absolutely. Hey, that's fair enough. You're living the real Street Fighter lifestyle. And tell me a little bit how you got into MMA. You started in Salat when you were a child, and then you transitioned to MMA little bit later on. But you tried everything, right? You were in BJJ, you were in Muay Thai. Like, tell us how you got into the sport.
Okay, so actually, when I started joining MMA, it's just to find a new hobby, like because like back in
Hmm.
school, I was very athletic, so I like to
Yeah.
try many sports. So
Mhm.
I know that there's like martial arts out there, Sila, like it's very
Yep.
popular in Asia, and then we have karate,
Yep.
taekwondo, kickboxing, and everything. but I never heard of MMA. But then there's one day, you know, like I'm being a teenager and I watch, you know, TV show. But I until now I actually addicted to Korean drama, you know, drama TV
I
show. You know, I love to watch it. So
Yes.
then I saw there's one girl, female fighter. I'm not sure whether
Hmm.
I think she's not active now, but I saw her
Okay.
there. So I just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's kind of cool. So I want to try. So I went and checked on Google. Long story short, I found my gym. And 3 months after training, I tried Muay Thai. Yes, Muay Thai. I lost. It's okay. And
Hmm.
then I think like 1 month after that, I joined BGJ.
Yep.
And then I was 16. When I was 16, we have one amateur event we call MIMA, Malaysian Invention Meet Martial Arts. So
Hmm.
actually, because that time there's no many female fighter, so there
Yeah.
are lack of female fighters. So I was underage, but then they say it's okay for me to try out. So I
Oh.
go and try it out, and then I fell in love with it, and here goes me. Okay, so
That's
okay, the thing is I got into the first round, like I got, like I merged to the second round,
Mhm.
but I lost. But okay, like, like at least because I'm still underage. So if let's say I got into a final, so there's going to be another big trouble for me. So when I turned 18 and then I went back to the same organization and I fight and I won the title belt.
This is awesome. But you took your first amateur tournament. How you weren't training very long by that point from the sounds of things, and you were underage. No shame in losing in that case, right?
No, of course. I mean, like, like it's a learning process when you
Yeah.
don't feel the loss at first, right? When you keep on winning, and then there's one time when you lose, then you will feel like, oh, I'm not going to fight anymore. So when you taste the defeat,
Yeah.
so you know how to keep moving forward. Yeah,
Oh, this is wonderful and
yeah,
great advice as well. And speaking of advice, there may be a lot of women around the world who are now looking up to you as a female athlete or as a female fighter. But it is hard to get in the gym. It can be very intimidating. What advice would you give to these people who are maybe struggling to get in the gym or just maybe find it a little bit intimidating?
Okay, so like for me, like if you want to go like to the gym, right? Of course, like the majority of the people will be male. But like for me, for like now, I my most of my training partner is a male, male fighter. So
Mhm.
like I think if you keep it safe, like your sparring partner, your teammates will like take care of you, and then you also will tell them that you are not comfortable with this, or they are hitting you too hard or
Mhm.
something. Then it should be okay. Like you have to tell them because, like, of course we are fighter, but then we are female. So um, in any in any option or in any view, we are not to say weaker, but then our strength is different.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
always have to tell them whenever you feel bad, you feel pain, or it's hurt you, or you cannot go, you cannot take it, the like the hard shot or something. Then you just have to tell. And another one thing is you have to be confident because the gym is not only for male, not only for guys. Like you have to just be brave and just go for it.
Be brave and go for it. But it sounds like on your
Yeah,
first point, what you're saying is you need to take control of the situation of like know your
correct.
limits and tell people like, hey, I'm not cool with that. I'm not comfortable with this. Let's
Yeah,
train. You have to take control. Is that right?
correct. So like I think few days ago there's sorry, he's not very active members at the gym, but then he came for sparring,
Hmm.
and then he was hitting me hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to give back hard and tell them when you hit hard, you're going to give back hard. Okay,
Yeah.
if they slow down, and then you slow down. And if let's say you cannot take it anymore, then you just have to tell, hey, you are being too rough, or you being too, like, like this is just a sparring. Don't give me like a hard shot, and then you should be okay.
And that actually does say a lot because it feels like MMA and maybe combat sports does feel like a tough sport sometimes. But you're saying be confident enough to know your limit. It's a
Correct.
brave, it's a hard thing to say, right?
Of course. I mean, like you cannot be ego. Like you have to take care of your yourself. You have to take care of your health because it's going to be a long run. You have upcoming fights, and you have to like stay healthy for your any other like the it's not only sparring session. Like we have like weightlifting, we have the cardio and everything, and then you have to keep yourself like healthy. And yeah.
It's a lot. And I do
Yeah,
understand
it's a lot to explain. Yeah.
Keeping healthy can be a little bit of a challenge, especially because I understand you're quite a dessert fiend. Is that right? You're big. Ice cream is the main thing. Am I wrong there?
Yes. I mean, like like during. Let me tell you something. I mean, like during fight camp,
yes,
I can live without rice. I can live without carbs, but I need to have something sweet. Like like the sweet tooth. Like I really cannot get rid of my sweet tooth. Like in a day, maybe in 2 days. Wait, let's say in 2 days, I have to have one dessert. I mean, like ice cream. Most of it is ice cream. Yeah.
And I think Malaysia has some incredible signature desserts. Am I saying this right? Ais Kacang? Is that what it is?
Ais Kacang. Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that. I don't know much about it.
Okay, it's like a ice shave.
Yeah.
Okay, it's actually the traditional one is like ice shave, and then we have like flavoring stuff like rose syrup, and we have corn kernel, and then we have what again, beans, and we have what more? What else? Brown sugar. It's actually it's not a brown sugar. It's more like a gula melaka. Okay, but I don't know. It's like palm sugar. Yeah, palm sugar, and then we have the what we call that, the condensed milk. Yeah, it's a lot of sweet and it's good. Have you heard of chendol? Have you heard?
I don't think I have. No, tell me all about
it. Oh wow. Okay, it's an ice shave as well. We have santan, coconut milk.
Yeah.
And then we have chendol. Chendol is like a jelly. I'm not sure what's the flavoring. I think it's pandan, if you heard of it before. It's like a jelly. They make it into like a worm size like this.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then you eat it with that coconut milk and palm sugar.
Unreal. And this is the most animated I've seen you talk about. I was like, tell me about your jogging, and you're like, yeah, it was fine. Tell me about the ice cream, and you're like, oh, buckle up.
Okay, don't talk about dessert to me. I'm thinking a lot of things now.
But luckily, you can indulge in all those beautiful stuff because there's no fight coming up. But let me ask you, when do you want to get back in the one circle, and is there an opponent in mind?
Okay, so like you have to understand that being a professional fighter, right? It's not always you. It's not only about you. Like you have to wait for the offer. If like it's too long, you just have to keep yourself relevant. Relevant, and you keep yourself active, and then keep on like always my coach said. He always told me like you better focusing on your recovery, on your strength, on what you lack of and everything, instead of complaining. And then the fight, sooner or later they will offer you. Like for now, of course, like if you have been off for like 4 months, I think it's around that 4 months. Like of course I've been like eager to back in the ring, but then if they don't, if they maybe they are looking for like opponent for me, or maybe they have to hold me back for a little while. So just just go with it. Like of course, like if you ask me when I want to fight, I mean like the soon as possible. But if then if they if they don't offer me a fight, so it's like making a fuss also is not a very good idea for me. Like you're making fuss on social media and everything, you're going to get into a trouble, and you're going to give like a bad how to say bad something bad, like controversial and everything. Yeah, so like for if you're talking about the lineup of opponents, I think it's a lot, like I'm not calling people out, okay? We are talking about, like who else next, like we see back in the track. Okay, so like back we are talking about the last event. Okay, the last event, when me versus them, I think
Mm.
we have Ritu on that card, if not
Ritu,
mistaken.
yeah.
Yeah, and not on that card, but then on the same day,
Yes,
correct? Yeah, so we
yes.
have Ritu. Okay, we have Ritu on the line, and then maybe I got to like rematch with my, like anyone around that.
Mhm.
And I think like possible like time to time, me and my coach always talk about like possible opponent for me. Like Ritu is always on the line, but
Yeah.
like everyone they offer to me, of course we just like for me until now we never back, like we never decline any of fight offers unless we have something coming up.
Oh,
Like
absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
Well, it's a stacked division. The women's atomweight division is a stacked division. Any name they give you,
you're
it sounds
right.
like you're down. You're in it.
Yeah, correct. And now also they like very active, like they got off I mean like they got like collaboration with Lumpini Stadium, like they've
Yes.
been having like every week, if not
Yeah.
mistaken, like they have been busy with that. So maybe who knows? I might be in US card. Who
Oh,
knows? We'll see how it
oh.
goes. Who knows?
How exciting would that be? That's coming up one fight night 10. It's going to be on May 5th. Main event is going to be Mighty Mouse is going to be defending his title. Is going to be defending his title against Adriano Moraes. What's your prediction for that fight? What do you see in that one?
Oh my god, that was very tough because this one is a third fight, right? Third rematch, right?
Yeah,
The
this is the
first
third
one
one. Yeah,
was
Adriano Moraes.
Adriano, yes.
Yep.
And then the second one was Mighty Mouse. And the
Yes.
third one is going to be crazy because both of them are very good. I've met them in person actually. They are very good. Like it's very hard prediction. It's very hard prediction. I don't know who to choose. Okay, let's say 50-50. Let's say 50-50. We keep it safe.
50-50. Yeah, safe prediction indeed. That's a
Yes.
good prediction there. But hopefully we can get you on the US card that's coming up later this year.
I
One
know
Championships
it.
debut. Absolutely, absolutely. And where do you
Correct.
see yourself looking into the future? 5 years from now, 10 years from now? How do you envision yourself?
Okay, like of course, like we talking about combat sport. It's not a long run career. Like there's certain age. There's going to be a lot of like young fighters that are more talented than you, more skillful than you, and more strength than you. Because you are getting older, you cannot expect that you are strong as. I mean,
Mhm.
like I cannot expect that I'm going to be strong as I am now. Like, of course, like certain times I have to like like accept that this is not for me anymore. So like in 5 years time, I think that I'm still fighting. Of course, I mean like for the 10 years time, maybe I will still be in this sport to teach youngsters. Like to give my knowledge to like young fighters and carry on the legacy.
Absolutely. You've been empowered in this sport, and now you can take those lessons and pass them on to others and empower the next
Yes,
generation, right?
correct. I mean, like because like the knowledge, right? If you keep it yourself, it's going to end there. Like if you pass it to your youngsters, to the young generation, they'll be like use it, and then they will see, oh, this is Shadowcat student. I know this guy, or something like that.
Awesome. Jihin Radzuan, I hugely appreciate your time. But shout out who you need to shout out. You get the last word here. Talk us on out of here.
I think I'm going to shout out to everyone who's supporting me since my, like my debut time in amateur or in professional time, for believing in me, whether I'm like win or lose, doesn't matter whether I'm win or lose, they're still supporting me. They're still like, like keep asking me when is my next fight. Sometimes right, being a fighter, let me tell you a story.
Go
Sometimes
on,
being
go
a
on.
fighter, right? Okay. So sometimes being a fighter, right, it's not going to be a very, like, beautiful day. You understand what I'm saying or not? Like because there's we are also a human being. Like there's one point that you will feel very demotivated because you don't have upcoming fight. You don't feel like you have motive of training. You're going to have that feeling deep in your heart, deep in your mind. But for that, like having a fan keep asking you when is your next fight. You are doing great for the last previous fight. You are in inspirational for me, and you are very inspired me in many ways. It's really give you that spark in your life, and you to smile, today. Like it's a good thing. So like I really appreciate, Yeah. I don't know what to say. There's so many things. I'm going to cry.
No.
No, I'm not crying.
Well, awesome stuff. I hugely appreciate your time. Before your next fight, we'll sit down again and have another chat. But best of luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.